Personal log of Joshua Shaw, stardate 94915.2. Hey Des, as you can see, I'm back in Detroit. Yeah. No, so, actually it wasn't that bad. I drove straight home from Strawberry to here, with the exception of having to get my tire replaced at Walmart when the tire gauge said, hey, your tire's low. You're down to 20 pounds whenever I measured it. So that was fun. Anyways, but so I got the tire replaced, and hopefully it'll be good for the next 3,000 miles. That's 2 trips back and forth. Yeah, so as you already know, but no one else who watches these things would know, unless you're dad or mom, and then you would obviously know. But anyways, I took 2 days getting down there, 1 day getting back. The 2 days was because I was working the Wednesday that I left here. I stopped in Salem, Illinois. I was originally going to stop in Effingham. Unfortunately for me, Effingham doesn't advertise cheap motels on the highway, so I didn't know that there was a Motel 6. And then I tried to look it up on the GPS, and couldn't find one reasonable, so I just kept going. Very tiredly. Mom helped me get through that because she called me and was making sure I was doing okay. She found the motel I ended up staying in, which is actually really nice. It was like 60, I think it was about $60 a night. I could be mistaken from that. It may have been 30 or 40. It really wasn't that bad on price, and it was a really nice motel. It was a single bed, but it was a king-size bed, so it was more like a square than a rectangle. And I have no idea if that's a reference to anything. Anyways, real quick, before I get going any further, this finished printing today. I made a Hypospray from Star Trek, and I had my printer print off someone's thing from Thingiverse. If you want, I'll put a link to it in the description. Actually, I don't care if you want. I'm putting it in there. Anyways, so yeah, this is the Hypospray. I believe this one, I don't remember which generation it was from, but it doesn't really matter, because as long as we're reasonable, a lot of people just say, hey, that's kind of cool, you have this Hypospray thing. And by the way, it does have a piston-like cylinder that you can ram in there. It's actually printed off in 4 parts. You have the piston, the primary cylinder, the, I guess it's like a needle, and then a small insert for the main cylinder of the piston, where the piston fits into. That makes it a nice snug fit. So in your video from last week, you asked what type of Pokemon I would use at work, and in the description you asked what Pokemon I would use, and just me. So at work, because I work at a steel mill, I'm just going to say the hilarious thing is Pokemon has a steel mill. In Gen 4, there is the Fuego, I think that's how you pronounce it, Fuego Ironworks, so it's Fuego Ironworks. Anyways, funny enough, it's also right by a garden area that you visit early on. But anyways, Pokemon to use there would be Magmar, Magmortar, and Heatran to heat up the iron pellets that we receive. Probably need a Squirtle core to put out all the fires that we're going to ignite with all these fire-type Pokemon. Any water Pokemon would do, but I'm finding it hilarious with the Squirtle squad because of the Pokemon anime. Pikachu, Magnezone, and just about any electric types, so also like Shinx and stuff, because we use a lot of electricity on that island. Some of the lines aren't really stepped down from the power lines, so they're in excess of 480,000 volts. It brings back in Pokemon there's megavolts, gigavolts, and we're getting close to working with those. And speaking of all that danger, we need Chansey and Blissey because healing type Pokemon. And anyways, there's been a lot, like I mentioned in previous videos, and you mentioned in a video where you talked about safety. Safety is a big concern, and there's a lot of times having a healing Pokemon would be very handy, especially when people don't abide by lockout, tagout, which is why Klefki would be another Pokemon to be at the plant. I love how I did that transition. Alright, so in personal, I would have Gardevoir and or Gallade or the entire World Sign, and you get the point. Mainly because Gardevoir is a protection Pokemon. One of the dex entries will say that Gardevoir will create black holes to protect its trainer. And then you realize how devastating black holes are, and you think, wait a minute, you're going to protect your trainer by killing everything? I mean, loyalties. Gallade is also very similar in the fact that he will protect his trainers. Greninja, mostly because I like Greninja. He's up in there among the highest Pokemon that I like. So in the top 10 list at least. Again, also he's a ninja, and ninja were loyal to the daimyo, or whoever they were following. So funny enough, a lot of times we think of ninjas being like backstabbing criminals who were unhonorable. But in reality, the ninja were super loyal to their masters. They were loyal so far into going to the point where they gave up honor, which in Japanese culture, as you well know, is the highest state you can have. Your honor is what makes you a being, and that's really hard to explain, but anyways. So yeah, they were going as far as to give up their honor for their master. Another one was Lucario. Lucario is a very loyal Pokemon that I've kind of grown to like over time, as I explained in a previous video. Another one is Lapras. I don't know why, but having a Loch Ness Monster as a Pokemon is a brilliant move on my thinking. Also, ever since, let's see here, what, Gen 6 kind of really hit it home for me, but really early on, Lapras was a Pokemon I liked. I remember being kind of envious of the people who had Lapras when I was a kid, and I didn't know how to read, so I didn't know that, you could just go talk to this one kid, and it'll give you a Pokemon. So, anyways, that's kind of what I have. Question for you. And you can expand on this if you want, but the main question is, Generation 1, what is your favorite starters ranked-wise? And funny enough, I am including Pikachu into that list, so you have, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Pikachu. If you want, you can also add Eevee in there, because technically Gary's first Pokemon was an Eevee, at least that's what we hear. And in Pokemon Yellow, your rival is Eevee, or your rival's Pokemon is Eevee. So yeah, that's what I got right now. Trying to keep these a little shorter. Sorry I keep making them extensively long as I keep talking about, going on and on. So anyways, I will see you in another time on YouTube. Hopefully not another place. So anyways, love you guys. Bye.